Hello students, welcome to electronics class. Let's continue with the passive electronic components. In that we have already studied resistors and types of resistors and specifications of resistors. And today we will discuss the last topic of the resistors, that is importance of resistor power rating. The electrical power dissipation in any resistor in a DC circuit can be calculated using one of the following formulae. That is P is equal to EI or P is equal to I square R or P is equal to V square by R. See, whenever current flows through the resistor, power is dissipated by the resistor in the form of heat. So, the maximum power that a resistor can dissipate safely, or the maximum power that a resistor can dissipate without damaging is known as power rating of the resistor. So, usually power rating goes with the size of the resistor. More the size of the resistor, greater the power rating. So, here V stands for voltage across the resistor, I is the current flowing through the resistor, and R is the resistance of the value of the resistance of a resistor. Okay. See, usually CFR and carbon film resistor or metal film resistors, carbon composition or carbon film resistor. Metal composition resistors are available in a power rating of 1 by 8 watt or 1 by 4 watt, 1 by 2 watt and 1 watt and 2 watt. So, if you want more power rating, normally wire wound resistors are chosen. These resistors will be having low power rating. So, resistors of resistance values will be same. If there is some resistors, number of resistors having same ohmic value, same resistance value, will be available in different wattage ratings or different power ratings. So, depending on your requirement, if the accuracy of the circuit is required, then you will go for low tolerance value resistors. If the power rating is important on your circuit, high power rating circuit, that time high power rating resistors will be preferred of same value. Resistors of same value resistors will be available in different power ratings. Okay. Next, normal the common problems in resistor are open, short and aging of resistors. Open circuited resistors. Whenever a large current flows through the resistor, the resistor will burns out. So, there is a open in the resistor, open in the circuit. So, current will not flow through the open circuit resistor. And then short circuited resistor. Short circuited resistor will be having zero resistance. Practically, it is impossible to have a short circuited resistor. Next is aging of resistors. Aging of resistor in the sense, it is due to aging of resistor, deterioration of the value of resistance. That means declining the value of resistance. Resistance value will be vary because of aging in the sense using after a long time. A resistor using after a long time, somewhere around it is calculated somewhere around 10,000 hours or 60,000 hours, something like that. After using so long, the resistor may decline its value. Also, the tolerance value of the resistor may be varied. So, that time the problem will be arise of aging of resistors. Next topic is the passive electronic components. We have completed resistors. The next one is capacitors. What is that? Capacitors is the second most used passive electronic component in the electronic circuits. When you go for an electronic circuit, resistor will be the most basic passive electronic component used. And the second most electronic component if you found it is capacitors. Capacitors is nothing but capacitors are constructed using two parallel plates. In between that they are separated by an insulator. Capacitors are nothing but two conducting plates are placed close to each other. In between that insulator is kept in between the capacitor, two parallel conducting plates. So insulator, that is called as dielectric. Just a minute. Capacitors are made up of two parallel conducting plates separated by a insulating material, that is called as dielectric. Dielectric is nothing but an insulator or insulating material which will not allow current to flow through them, that you know already. Why it is called dielectric? In the sense they have a polar molecules which will be polarized when an electric field is applied. So it is called as dielectric. Dielectric in the sense ability, that we will explain later. The dielectric medium indicates the ability of an insulator to concentrate the electric flux. That we will observe while explaining the capacitors. Dielectric, role of dielectric in capacitors. So now you people have to look into what is dielectric in the sense it's an insulating material which will not allow current to flow through them. So how capacitor is manufactured in the sense there will be two conducting plates. Conducting plates may be of circular, there will be many shape, circular or rectangular, cylindrical. Two conducting plates placed close to each other, and in between them an insulating material is introduced, that is called as dielectric. This dielectric will make sure that these two conducting plates, let me consider these are the rectangular plates here, given example. Those shape of the plate may be cylindrical as well as circular will be available. So two parallel plates and separated by a insulating material, that is called as dielectric. Okay, so any system of two conductors carrying equal and opposite charges of any shape and size separated by a distance is called capacitor, or it is also called as condenser. Capacitance, what do you mean by capacitance? Capacitance is the capability of storing electric charges. So before going into capacitance, so what is the basic function of capacitor? What was the basic function of resistor? To oppose the flow of current, to limit the flow of current. Whereas the basic function of capacitor is to store electrical energy. That means to store charges in the form of electrical energy, you can take. So before going into capacitance, see whenever a capacitor is constructed using two conducting plates, these two are the conducting plates. These are the conducting plates separated by a dielectric medium. So before applying any electric field between these two plates, these two conducting plates will be having equal number of positive and negative charges. Before applying any electric field between these two plates are neutral plates, that means having equal number of positive and negative charges. But whenever you apply a potential difference between these two plates, what happens? Whenever you apply potential difference between these two plates, the negatively charged particles, that is electrons, are attracted towards the positive terminal of the battery and starts moving towards the positive terminal of the battery, and these electrons will be pushed towards the bottom plate of the capacitor. So after some time, what happens? All the electrons on the top plate are attracted bottom terminal of the battery. Over a period of time, what we'll observe is the top plate will be in shortage of electrons, whereas bottom plate will be with excess of electrons. So whenever a body, there are two types of charges. We have seen it in the second chapter. There are two types of charges, positive and negative charge. Whenever a body loses electron, that will become positively charged. Whenever a body gains electron, that will become negatively charged. So here top plate lost some electrons and it has become positively charged, whereas the bottom plate, which has gained some electrons, that will become negatively charged. So what happened now? The top plate is full of positive charges and the bottom plate is full of negative charges. This is because this will be continued. The movement of electrons from top plate to bottom plate will be continued until the electric field exists between the two plates. See, the top plate is completely of positive charges and bottom plate is completely of negative charges. This establishes an electric field between the two conducting plates. So the charge movement will be continuous until the electric field, the potential difference across the plates which has been established, that will be equal to the applied voltage. Once the potential difference between the plates will be equal to the applied voltage, the movement of charge will be stopped, and that time we can tell the capacitor is charged. So even if you remove the voltage source, the charges accumulated will be as it is. That time this will be called as a charged capacitor. So if you want to make the plates neutral, what we will do? We have to give a conducting path. Between that, I will connect a bulb over here. So what happened? These two are different types of charges. Positive charges are accumulated on the top plate and negative charges are accumulated in the bottom plate. These negative charges, electrons, are attracted towards the positive charges in the top plate. So they start moving towards the top plate. So there is a flow of electrons in this path. So obviously there is a flow of current flow. Because of that current flow, the bulb will be glowing until both the plates becomes neutral. This flow of electrons will be continuous. Once both the conducting plates are having equal number of positive and negative charges, then it is said to be both the plates are neutral and the movement of charges will be stopped and bulb will be off at that time. That time you can tell the capacitor is discharged. Okay. So this is how the capacitor stores electrical energy. This is how the charges are stored on the plates of the capacitor, and these charges stored in the plates of capacitor establishes an electric field. So energy is stored in the capacitor in the form of electric field. So basic purpose, the purpose of capacitor is to store electrical energy. Store electric energy in the form of voltage, in the form of potential, in the form of electric field. So the capacitance, the capability of storing electric charges by two conducting plates separated by an insulator is known as capacity of capacitors. So that is denoted by C. So Q, when you can store charges on the capacitor, on the plates of the capacitor, when you apply the external electric field, when you apply a potential difference across the plates, you can, so number of charges, amount of charges stored on the plates is directly proportional to potential difference applied across the plates. So Q is equal to CV, where C is the capacitance of the capacitor. that is C is equal to, if you want to form a equation, that is Q is equal to, C is equal to Q by V. Unit of capacitance. SI unit of capacitance is farad and it is denoted by capital F. A capacitor has a capacitance of 1 farad if it carries a charge of 1 coulomb when its potential is 1 volt. That means when potential difference across the plates is 1 volt, 1 coulomb of charge is stored, in the sense the capacitance of the capacitor is said to be 1 farad. Usually farad will be the big unit. We usually use microfarad, nanofarad or picofarad. In that, microfarad will be 10 to the power minus 6, nanofarad will be 10 to the power minus 9 farad, and picofarad will be 10 to the power minus 12 farad. Usually farad unit will be the big for use. So usually microfarad, nanofarad and picofarad will be used. Next is the principle of capacitor. In principle of capacitor, what they are going to tell us is what is the principle that is used to store the charge. How they come to know that a plate can be, the capacitance of the plate can be increased. According to the equation, C is equal to Q is equal to CV, C is equal to Q by V. So the number of charges, according to this, the charges can be saved in the capacitor. If you want to store number of amount of charges, more number of charges on the plates of the capacitor, either you should be apply more voltage or the capacitance of the plate should be increased. Capacitance depends on voltage across the capacitor. Amount of charges stored in the capacitor depends on voltage across the capacitor or capacitance of the capacitor. If you increase the voltage across the capacitor, you can store more number of charges, or if you increase the capacitance of the capacitor, then also you can store more number of charges. So capacitance of the capacitor, how it will be increased, that will be explained in principle of capacitor. Whenever a positively charged plate M comes closer to the neutral plate N, neutral in the sense number of positive and negative charges will be same in this plate. So what happens whenever a plate, a neutral plate N comes placed closer to the positively charged plate M, all the negative charges, plate N will be having equal number of positive and negative charges, all the negative charges are accumulated on this side of the plate N. Plate N will be like this. All the negative charges are accumulated on the side of the plate N, which is facing the plate N. Plate N kade iro face mele N plate mele illa negative charges accumulate agtade because unlike charges attract each other. These negative charges reduces the potential of plate M, consequently increases the capacitance of the capacitor. That means here opposing charges are on the side of the plate M, which in turn attracts, there is an electrostatic force between this, in turn attracts these positive charges, so that capacitance of the plate M increases. You can store more number of positive charge on plate M. So on the same, in the other hand, the positive charges on this plate M will be increasing the potential of plate M. Plate N is having equal number of positive and negative charges. Negative charges on plate N reduces the potential of plate M. Positive charges on plate M increases the potential of plate M. But the effect of negative charges is more than the effect of positive charges. So these negative charges on plate N reduces the potential of plate M, consequently increases the capacitance of the capacitor. Once you can store, because of these negative charges placing near the plate M, you can store more number of charges on plate M. And in the second picture, what they have done is, the other side of the plate, which is not facing to the plate M, is grounded. Grounded in the sense, this side of plate was positively charged. Once it is grounded, this side of plate becomes neutral. Any body comes in contact with ground will become electrically neutral. So again some negative charges are induced in plate N. So negative charges on plate N will be increasing. That will come again, those negative charges starts decreasing the potential of this, reducing the potential of this, which further increases the capacitance of this plate M. So what they have come to know is, in conclusion, whenever a grounded conductor is placed near the charged conductor with a dielectric medium in between, the capacitance of the system increases. Capacitor is an efficient device to store charges in the electric field. Its shape can be considered either with two parallel plates. The shape of the plates may be either parallel rectangular plates, or those should be parallel. In between the dielectric medium should be present. Why? These dielectric medium will act like a barrier for the charges to flow. So both the plates will be charged and you can store electrical energy. So the basic function of purpose of capacitor is to store electrical charges. How it is done? Using this principle. Okay. So once you increase Q is equal to CV. If you increase the capacitance of the plates, capacitor, you can store number of charges, more number of charges. If you increase the voltage across the capacitor, then also you can store more number of charges. So capacitance of the capacitor we will look into later. More voltage, whenever more voltage applied across the capacitor, more charges can be stored. How much more? That is decided by the voltage rating of the capacitor. What is this voltage rating? Power rating we have studied. Voltage rating in the sense, the maximum voltage that can be applied across the capacitor without damage, or maximum voltage that can be applied across the capacitor without damage. What happens if you apply more voltage? The voltage rating limit is crossed. What happens? The capacitor's dielectric medium will be blast. Capacitor will be exploded. So we'll have a damage in the device. So voltage rating in the sense, maximum voltage that can be applied across the capacitor with safely, or maximum voltage that a capacitor can withstand safely. That is nothing but voltage rating. So we cannot increase voltage beyond the specified voltage rating of the capacitor. Next is factors affecting the capacitance. So according to the Q is equal to CV, charges, capacitor can be charged when either voltage across the capacitor is increased or capacitance of the capacitor is increased. Voltage rating, we have studied how much voltage we can increase. We can increase up to voltage rating of the capacitor. And capacitance of the capacitor, how it is decided? Capacitance of the capacitor, that is C is proportional to, directly proportional to area of the plates in inversely proportional to distance between the plates. That is, distance, if these two are the parallel plate of the capacitor, this is the distance between the plate, and this is the area of the plate. If it's a rectangular plate, rectangular area you have to calculate. If it is a circular plate, area of circle, that we have to calculate. So area of circular part, that will be given. So if the area of capacitance of the capacitor is increased, in the sense you can store more number of charges. So how to increase that? If you increase the area of the plates, then capacitance will be increased. So you can store more number of charges. If the distance between the plates is reduced, what happens? Electrostatic force increases, potential reduces, consequently capacitance of the capacitor increases. So it is Q is equal to epsilon A by D. What is this epsilon? Is given in this. Capacitance of capacitor is proportional to the cross-sectional area of the plate and inversely proportional to the distance between the plates. It's already there in the PPT. C is proportional to, C is equal to H. C is proportional to A by D. C is equal to epsilon naught epsilon R A by D. Where A is the common area of the plates, D is the distance between the plates, and epsilon is the permittivity of the medium. Epsilon naught is the, what is this? Permittivity. Permittivity, in a sense, denoted by epsilon, is the symbol is called as epsilon. Permittivity is nothing but the ability to develop electric field. Ability to develop a electric field is nothing but permittivity, that is decided by the dielectric medium we are, which dielectric medium we have used. I guess we'll stop it for today. We'll continue in the next class. We'll learn more about capacitance of the capacitor. Okay. Any doubts? Please text me. Thank you.